congratulations. Just talk to us about the feelings of another promotion on your CV.
Yeah, obviously the promotion was the main goal for us this season. Obviously it's come in unforeseen circumstances, but nevertheless it's something that everyone can be proud of. Us as players, I think it finally become real, obviously, when you see it on a yellow bar on Sky Sports News. Obviously we knew there was a chance of it happening when we were off, but then to finally see it and see that you're promoted in lights, it's nevertheless it's a great feeling regardless of the time that we've been.
How unreal has the last few months been? I mean, it has been for everybody, but for you as a footballer?
Hard, like, especially at the start. Obviously at the start we planned on coming back in, and that was obviously the plan for everything, but as obviously time went on, it got less likely that we would be back in and be able to play the 9 games. So obviously then you sit and sort of pray that it will work in our favour and we'd get promoted on merit, basically, of what we'd done to that stage. So obviously rightfully so, the boys deserve it, and we're absolutely delighted with it.
The gaffer's talked a little bit about his frustration that you weren't able to push on and try and win the title. Do you share that feeling?
1,000,000%. I said I think us as lads, I think we were in great form coming into when the break happened. For me personally, I said that this is like obviously the second time I've been promoted with Plymouth, but to have won the league would have been obviously a great achievement for everyone. And so it's obviously that's a little bit of a thing that you can sort of look back on, but at the end of the day, like we come back in pre-season last season and it was about getting promoted, so we managed to do that.
There's still so many uncertainties. I mean, what have you been told about next season so far?
I'll be honest, we don't really hear a lot more than what everyone else is hearing until obviously as it stands at the minute the seasons aren't finished yet. They're still playing in the playoffs and obviously the Premier League, and that's still playing in the Championship. So I think obviously until that's decided, then the leagues will have to make a decision on when they're going to resume.
Like a lot of us, you've been watching the games at home. I mean, what have you thought of those empty stadiums?
Hard to watch. I think it's just a bit different. I think it's not as players what we want to play in front of. So I'm sure the boys that are playing at the minute in that it's not why you get into football. But it's with the time that we have to do that. So you're going to have to get used to it maybe for a little bit. I don't know how much of next season, if any, will be affected by that. But obviously it's good for us to see sort of what it will look like and what it will feel like. I spoke to friends of mine that are involved in games, and it is a strange feeling for them, but it's 90 minutes and it's a game of football, and it's something that obviously we all want to play as players, so just hopefully everything gets sorted and get fans back in as soon as possible.
Realistically, it's probably going to be around about 6 months between you last kicking in competitive football and doing it again. How difficult is that going to be? Because, you know, that's a gap that no footballer normally naturally has unless they're injured.
Yeah, well, I think obviously at my age it's probably quite nice to have a bit of a break, to be honest. But it's something that's like, obviously it's unforeseen, isn't it? So we can't dwell on that. It is what it is. For the majority of teams and players at our level, that's what it is. Obviously I know people have gone back in the playoffs and obviously the Championship and the Premier playing, but it's something you don't see happening, but we have to deal with it. So we can keep ourselves fit enough away from the club without training with all the squad and that. So we'll continue to do that, and until we're given the green light that everything goes back to normal, effectively.
Brilliant. Thank you, Gary.
Just a couple, Gary, if you don't mind. At the stage of your career that you're at now, how nice is it to have that medal hanging around your neck? Do you appreciate things more like that now? You're getting towards the end of your career, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that you set out in your career, and you want to get as many promotions. You get promoted every year if you could do it.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling I've had in football, is to be promoted. Regardless of the situation it's in at the minute, it's still the same feeling. You just don't obviously get to celebrate with the fans and do it on a pitch, but the aim's always to get promoted. But I think the older you get, I think you appreciate things more. I think when you're younger, you realise that you've got, hopefully if you work hard enough, you've got a lot more years to recover from bad seasons or mediocre seasons. So yeah, like I said, it's icing on the cake of a good season. It's a shame we didn't get a chance to go for the league. I think that's what we were setting out to do that.
Yeah.
But we'll take a promotion again.
And in years to come back, you'll look back at that medal and think, wow, that was a weird season. That was a weird time.
Yeah, I think like anyone will look back. But I said I'll be able to look back with a medal in my hand. So it's my memories will be fonder than a lot of other people's. But it is what it is. I said it's been a tough situation for everyone, not just in the football world, but everyone in the world. So I said to have a little bit of like a nice ray of sunshine really with it to get promoted, and now to obviously get the medal around my neck, everything feels real now.
And how have you and your teammates been able to celebrate a promotion? Have you been on Zooms or WhatsApps, or how have you sort of come together to sort of celebrate a promotion?
Well,
have you been able to?
Yeah, obviously, like it's very limited on what you can do. Zooms and WhatsApps. Obviously, we've got WhatsApp groups with all the boys that they go off. They wake up every morning to messages on that. So that's a great way of obviously keeping in contact. Zoom's another way which we've done, and it's just trying to make the best of that situation. Really, we're lucky that we live in this day and age where we can do that. So although you're not with each other and you can't obviously celebrate in the way we'd want to celebrate or you normally celebrate, it's been great nevertheless, and all the boys have been together on that.
Thank you.
Gary, you trudged off the pitch here last April, May after being relegated. You said that the aim was promotion a year ago. You surprised how quickly the turnaround, how you've gone from that low to now the highs sitting there with the medal around your neck?
Obviously it's a quick turnaround, but this is what we planned for. So as soon as we got relegated, obviously that was devastating for everyone involved with it. It was one of the lowest points I've had in my career, and then the way of dealing with that is you work through the summer to try and get yourself back up the year after. Now we've managed to do that at the first attempt, which is great in that. So it's something to be proud of, obviously, to get the club back to where it should be, or heading to where it should be. But yeah, it was a frustrating year last year, and now we've got ourselves back out of that hole. So it's great.
How does this rank in your achievements in your career?
Yeah, like it's right up there. As I said, like any promotion, I think, regardless of under the circumstances. In my personal one, if we could have won it, it would have topped everything for me. But to get a promotion is at this age and how long I've been in the career, it's just an amazing feeling. It's what you play the game for.
I spoke to you about a year ago, and you said you just keep on playing until you sort of couldn't, or you were told that you couldn't. A challenge to step up to the next level, one that you feel you've got a place in this team playing in League One? Yeah,
obviously, as I said, I've signed another year now. I wouldn't personally sign it if I didn't think I could contribute and I didn't think I could play anymore. The gaffer obviously sees what I see or what I feel as a player. I'm arguably probably as fit now as I've ever been in my career. I'm definitely fitter than I was when I was 21, 22 years old. But you just have to look after yourself a little bit more when you're older and work that little bit harder to keep yourself there, because I'm playing against people that are effectively half my age now, which is hard to give them that sort of run on it. So yeah, it's a different challenge when you're older, but one that I've enjoyed, to be honest.
Cheers. Thank you very much, Gary.
All right.
You touched on it there, Gary. How have you been keeping fit during the summer?
Yeah, well, obviously originally we had the feeling that we would get back playing when this first sort of happened. So we had all programmes set out and we were on regimented sessions, effectively like at home, but all obviously guided by John, like our fitness coach here. Then obviously you got the decision that we got promoted, so they chose to then give us a bit of time to sort of relax and get away from it. But obviously you can't really go on holiday or do the things you normally do in the summer, so it's been a little bit different, a little bit strange. And then obviously now you're sort of heading towards, the seasons are about to finish, so it's about the right time to sort of get yourself going and get yourself fit.
It's been touched on, your age, and you're looking at somebody who knows twice as old as you anyway. But
It makes me feel better.
Yeah. But what have you seen in that change in that time? About fitness. Has it become more of a player's responsibility to become, stay fit?
I think so.
All year round, isn't it? You and I see each other.
I think so. I think a lot more now. I'd say, obviously going back to when I was sort of 18, 19, you'd literally probably get off your holiday a day or two before you were due back in, and you'd maybe done minimal amounts. But nowadays, you don't really get a chance to give yourself any time off, really. Because I think now the boys come back, it's an athletic game anyway, football, but more so nowadays. People come back as fit as they left now, or fitter really, because of having a little break. So the clubs do everything they can, obviously, with the time we get on pre-season to get you up to speed in terms of match playing. But I'd say now, like, the boys will walk back in through the door like as fit as they left. So it's a completely different world of football now.
and having known you like Chris and I have for ages, you know, is it a nice personal achievement? I know you're a team man, team player and all that, but is it a nice personal achievement for anyone who may have written you off because of your age before now?
Yeah, I think so. I think like in football, like I've had it. It's not something new. It happened when I was younger. I was too small, or was this, or was that, too slow. So you just deal with it. People will always comment on what they think, and that's football. That's the nature of this. But I've always wanted to prove people wrong, and always felt like I could. So it was always something that probably spurred me on to work harder, to be honest. And now the age thing obviously works against you in terms of I know it won't last forever. I can see that now, but I'll make it last as long as I can.
Brilliant, thank you very much, and congratulations as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Looking to the future, you've made no secret of the fact that you quite like coaching or like going to coaching. Are you doing anything towards that now?
I did actually start obviously a bit of last season doing a little bit to start trying to get involved in that, but then obviously with everything that's happened it sort of put the brakes on that really. But I'm now set to I'll be starting what I need to do this season to sort of head towards that. Coaching something that obviously playing was always my passion, like, and now you get to sort of a bit older, you sort of realise you need to sort of see where you want to go after that. I see myself staying in football. It's the only thing I know, and as I said, it's the thing I love the most. So it's not something that I want to shift out of football, and especially at this club. I said I've been here a long time, and I'd like to be involved in some way here. So I'll work towards that, and if the powers be, let that happen or not. And it's definitely something I'll work towards.
Okay, thank you.